I think when I'm worried about whether or not he or his younger brother have the skills they need, right, for the next step.
Right.
Part of the worry might be being fed from maybe I feel like I didn't do a good enough job kind of thing, you know?
And I think for me, it comes from not that I didn't do a good enough job, but maybe I did too much for them and they didn't have to be as prepared as they probably ought to be naturally. So I'm even just thinking.
Welcome back to In Residence. I'm Keith.
And I'm Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Keith.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
Fine.
Oh, no, the F word?
Yes.
Fine.
Okay, so
what's going on?
We were about 4 seconds away from hitting record and got a message from our oldest, who is driving, 60 miles away?
Yeah.
With a group of teammates.
Yep, to go practice some tennis.
To practice tennis, and it's snowing, and he's been gone since this morning, and got a text that said something I couldn't read, so I had to get up and stop what we were doing. I was literally finger on the mouse about to hit record.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't read that from here. I couldn't read it from here if I had perfect vision.
No, I couldn't read it from here.
It was, so-and-so went in the ditch. I wasn't with them. And I'm like, oh, God. And then I clicked to see the rest of the message. And it's like, we're waiting, make sure everyone's okay. But then it's also ambulances are there checking them out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, what did I say? This is my biggest fear. Right?
This is my biggest fear. And I said, do you want to talk about it?
I'm like, I don't know. So teenagers driving around, right?
Yeah.
I know we've talked about this as he was getting his license. So he's not driving himself. Like, he's in a group.
Yep, he's in a group.
And then, so in my head, it's like, all I want to be is overbearing. To me, it's not overbearing. I want to know. I want certainty that you're going to be okay. Who are you? Who's driving you? Who's in the car? Who are you with?
Right.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't say all that. Right. He knows. I've said things like that enough. You know, like what I did say to him actually a couple days ago was, if you all can't find enough people to drive, I will drive you. And that way,
instead of him.
Yeah, and then he could have that many more people in the car, because he's got the probationary license.
Yeah, at a certain age, you
can only have one non-family member in the car.
Right.
And I'm like, I have to say it, like, because I'm not going to say all the other things that I'm afraid of, because I don't need to project that. But I'm just going to say it, just so you know, like, I'm here. You know, it's like that same thing where it's like, you want your kids to be able to come to you if there's trouble, right? Kind of thing. So it's kind of like that. Whereas, like, I'm available. Like, I want you to be able to go and do your stuff. And you don't need to know how scary that is for me. You know, I don't want to put the scary part on him. I want him to be focused on having fun, being safe. Like, he's done all the courses. All that. Anyway, I'm rambling because I'm a little on edge.
If it makes you feel better, this morning, I was doing my mom thing of, okay, it's 9 degrees out. Do you have your jacket? Do you have your mittens? Do you have...
Yeah.
And he's almost 17. I don't know. Kids these days go out in shorts and no jackets. I think it was just child 2 and child 1. Last time you came out to Green Bay, they both left the house without coats.
Yeah. And they have Crocs or like flip-flops on.
Yep. And
I'm like, there's snow on the ground.
I know. We were going to go to Lambeau and I'm like, what coat is child 2 going to wear? Because you don't really wear a coat. You have like a vest and you layer different sweatshirts.
I have a very heavy specific coat for when I know I will be outdoors.
Yes.
Other than that, I have my shirt, my undershirt. I layer.
You layer.
You know, I'll have a hoodie, I'll have a flannel. But if I'm driving, say to Green Bay, I have my boots and my coat and an extra pair of gloves in the car.
Right.
All the stuff I thought I instilled in them is like, I'm like, you don't have to have it all on in the car. But if, say, you go in the ditch, like,
you should have it.
Isn't that like literally what you said? Like,
I said in case you get stranded, I want to make sure you have your coat and your hat and mittens and pants because he was going to walk out, I think, in shorts.
Because that's what they're going to play in.
That's what they're going to play in. But I said, you got to wear pants over that. But I had that moment too where I felt like I was mothering, which is my job.
It's our job.
It's our job.
It's our job.
But I did have that moment where I just thought, I was like, okay, it's going to be fine. And you said, you don't need to put the scary part on him.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing where I'm like, have him be prepared. I just said, and if you drive by yourself, do you know where you're going? He goes, I have directions on my phone. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure he knew how to problem solve, if he was going to be driving somewhere he's not familiar.
And that's a little, that sentence is a little scary to say because if he's not prepared, that's our fault. And so I think maybe that's why when these types of things come up for parents of, I don't know if it's overreactions or elevated mindsets when you're speaking to your teenagers.
Yeah.
I think it's because part of you is internalizing, did I do my job well enough? And then, that's not even to say when you're looking at comparison, right? Like that thief of joy that can be
right.
Like we talk about keeping up with the other people in the neighborhood kind of things that I think we're pretty good at centering ourselves on okay, what do we need? What does our unit need, right?
Right.
But it is nice to get suggestions from outside to see, well, maybe that would be better if we tried it the way they try it, or unsolicited advice, save it. Don't send it my way. But if it's simply sharing an idea versus telling somebody how they ought to be doing it, right? That kind of thing.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, I think when I'm worried about whether or not he or his younger brother have the skills they need, right, for the next step.
Right.
Part of the worry might be being fed from maybe I feel like I didn't do a good enough job kind of thing,
And I think for me, it comes from not that I didn't do a good enough job, but maybe I did too much for them and they didn't have to be as prepared as they probably ought to be naturally. So I'm even just thinking, this morning I was thinking about Disney World. I know you don't know that yet.
Help me.
But I was thinking about Disney World. I'm like, oh, someday it would be nice to go on a trip back there at some point. And
back there, we've already been.
No, I know, but I want to go
a couple times.
I got Disney points I'm racking up, guy. Other people would want to go with me. I'm fun.
All right.
The boys will go with me. No, but I was thinking about the last couple times we were there. I was like, not Mama Duck. What's that called? Mama
Bear?
Mama Bear.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I was like, okay, so I got my bag, my backpack. My backpack is full of applesauce squeezers, some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, some Cheez-It bags, some juice boxes, hand wipes,
stroller,
sunscreen.
Like the first time.
All the things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was set. I had figured out how to hack Disney in a way that didn't require us spending an arm and a leg on the food, but still allowed us to enjoy the time that we had, and had us all be as comfortable as possible.
Okay, why are you bragging?
So what I'm saying, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to brag. What I'm trying to say is I have the tendency, mother hen. That's what not mama bear. Yeah. What was I saying? Mama duck.
I don't know.
I don't even know. Mama hen.
Everybody knows.
Yes. But I'm often trying to prevent situations from happening before they happen because I'm always looking to the future and anticipating what does everybody need and what could go wrong and how can I make sure people have what they need before said things go wrong. It's also called anxiety.
Yeah.
Right? It's also called anxiety. But in some way that helps me prepare. But I also worry sometimes that if I don't think about it and say it out loud, our kids might not think about it. But he was prepared. He knew everything was in his car. I even said, do you need money for lunch or anything like that? And he goes, I got money. I'm like, okay, money bags.
Makes me want to go check my wallet. Like, is my wallet light? Where'd you get the money?
I think he's actually a pretty good saver, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But, so yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's that tension of being prepared and also letting them go, even when it feels a little scary. But I was driving everywhere when I was 16.
Right.
Were you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Places you shouldn't have been?
Yes. Yes. I mean, at one point, I was riding with people into Minneapolis to go see a show. And when we got out, the car was gone.
What?
It got towed.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We didn't see a sign or we didn't read it right or something. And we were stranded in downtown Minneapolis.
Oh.
And we were teenagers,
That's scary.
Another time I might have been a little older, but going to, again, I think it was Minneapolis. It might have been a Twins game or something. I can't quite remember. But the only place to park was like a valet, but not like fancy valet. Like after giving the said person my keys, I'm like, I might not see my car again.
Oh no.
I'm not sure how legit this is. And then when we're back there waiting for my car and it's taking 15, 20 minutes, I'm like, I might not have a car. And then they come kind of peeling around and like, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, well, at least I have my car. I think I don't think they were well organized, and so they were probably like, oh gosh, this person's gonna call the cops on us or something, so it was fine. But like definitely some sticky situations where your parents would say, what were you thinking? How could that possibly happen? But driving as far as child one went today was not uncommon.
Yeah,
but it feels really weird for him to do it.
Right.
And I think that's just because we're getting old.
I think so. I mean, I remember when I was about his age, I would hop in the car and me and my friends, we would drive down quite frequently to go shopping at the mall, or drive into the Twin Cities to go shopping at Maplewood Mall or Harmar, going to a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I drove myself there to get my contacts.
Yeah.
By myself before GPS. And I wasn't printing off MapQuest or anything. I just kind of had to memorize it. I didn't want to waste the printer paper kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a different time. It feels like
it does.
It feels weird to say it, but it is. I think it also highlights like maybe I shouldn't have had as much freedom as I had.
Right.
When I was a kid. Well, it's a little weird.
But yeah, it is. I remember, and I can't remember how old I was. I was probably older than 16. But I remember going to Mall of America with a friend, and we went and we shopped all day, and we came out, and somebody had removed the lug nuts on my tire, all but one.
Oh, no.
I backed out and didn't realize it was going on, and all of a sudden my car started just not sounding great. I had bent the drive shaft.
Oh.
It was back in the day, and probably still now, but it was so popular to go to Mall of America that it was hard to get spots.
Yeah.
And so somebody pulled right into the parking spot I vacated, and they're like, double birds, and they just left. And me and my friend were like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I got my car towed back home or I don't even remember what happened.
Yeah. At the time, that was a huge, huge deal, though.
It was a huge deal.
So it's kind of funny that you kind of forgot the detail.
Yeah, I forgot how. I think we called her dad.
Yeah.
Just to see, okay, now what do we do? And they might have put him on, and I drove slowly home, and then they had to fix the car later. But
jeez,
yeah, it was.
That couldn't have been a smooth ride.
No.
If you bent it.
No. Yeah. So it's stuff like that where, like you said, we had so much freedom. So why two people that had quite a bit of freedom and the car to run around in, right? Why are we feeling so, why is it kind of scary?
Apprehensive?
Apprehensive? Is it because we know what could happen because it happened to us? Because I've driven even to it. Sorry, this is another one. I was in a car with a couple friends, and we drove right into a ditch, and she kept driving and drove all the way back out. But it was, I'm like, she had to tear up the bottom of her car to do that.
But it's less expensive than a tow.
Well, that's, I think, what she said. She's like, I'm going. I'm going to keep going. I'm like,
yeah. So I think a few things are going through my head about that. It's like our perspective is different.
Sure.
Like when you're in it and you're young, and like now that we know, like from the research, your brain isn't even fully developed until you're in like your mid-20s.
It's true.
Right? And so that risk part of your brain isn't quite fully there. And now that we have the more experience, but also like, I think you're right. Like there's some, like going in the ditch and then getting out is one story, but there's several stories from me growing up where, you know, people had a bad accident and didn't make it.
Right.
And it's sad and, you know, and then, so I don't, you know, the fact that I think we're both prone to anxiety doesn't help. And my guess is part of it's informed by our experiences. But for me, it's like, I'm not quite sure if it's, I'm anxious, therefore I'm anxious, or did these things happen and therefore I'm anxious? My guess is it's both.
I was gonna say maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I would never have known how I would feel about this until it happened. Like with having kids, you know, like that changed everything.
Yeah.
When I look back now with hindsight to be like, okay, when did the big changes happen in my life? Right. Like, you know, graduate from high school, graduate from college. Those are pretty big things. Getting married, you know, but then really like where I see like the biggest pivot point is having kids. Like I think that really, really affected the way I approach decision making, or have had to work through how it's affected my decision making kind of thing. So, I think that shift in perspective that comes with having a kid, I think that's really what I mean when I say it was a different time. Like it was literally a different time because I didn't have the same types of concerns or things to worry about.
Right.
You know, and it's tricky to navigate. So I'm working on it. But the before times, before kids, was more like worrying about myself. And then after that worry has transcended me. And now I'm mostly worried about the kids and you and how you're going to be okay kind of thing. Or, you know, I mean, that's right. So I don't know if that's why it feels so much stronger or if it's just, you know, that intangible, unconditional love that you have, like, with your child kind of thing. So, yeah.
We've been talking about how we have been a little nervous and it's been a little scary for us to have child one, right? Our oldest go on this wintry day pilgrimage.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, not like waiting up, like chewing our fingernails, nervous, just a little, like for me, it's just been like in the back of my head.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Ever since I saw that it was happening every day, part of my energy has gone to trying to be okay with it, not over worry, over process, and fret about something that's the worst thing that could happen. It hasn't happened yet. And then, of course, we get a text where it's like, the worst thing almost happened.
Yeah. But so it's that piece though, right? Of knowing, I don't think we would be as worried if it wasn't like snowy and January and cold, right? It wouldn't feel as...
It's compounded by the
weather,
the situation.
It's snowing out there.
Yeah.
I mean, and I will say on Friday when I drove back to this side of the state, the roads were terrible. I was going maybe 35 for an hour and a half on the interstate at 35. Most of the time following a snowplow, which was kind of nice because it was dropping salt, you know, down.
Yeah.
But then it was completely dry roads, and then I couldn't see. It looked like I was in one of those Star Wars films, when you start going into hyperspace and it just like starts flying by you, like that is what the snow felt like.
Yeah.
And it was completely dry.
Yeah.
And then it happened again where I could see nothing but hyperspace. And so knowing how tricky the roads can be for a person that's been driving on them for a long time, I won't say how many years, long time, that compounded to a little bit of my anxiousness today. But at the end of the day, and thinking about it, we can overcome that because we know that this is somewhat, what do they say? Like part of life's passage or life's, what do they say when you say it's like a milestone or it's something that you have to experience and go through to be able to really
I get what you're saying. I don't know what you're trying to say, but like it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an important and the coming of age thing, right? Just having your license, being able to go out, have a little more freedom than when you feel a little more tethered to the house or wherever your parents are willing to take you or you can walk. Or ride a bike too, I suppose.
Well, it's the same as like he's been going and hanging out with his friends around town, or like at other people's houses because he can drive himself. And like, I'm like, great. It's easing me into in 18 months. He's going to college. Like it's going to be that first. If that's the first time that happened, it would probably be devastating to me. So I have to practice like being glad that these little experiments are happening. I mean, that's how I'm trying to phrase it, I guess, for myself. So I don't get spiraled out in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's still tricky. It's tricky for me. Or the anxiety came up and I'm usually so busy with my own anxiety that I forget that you have it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I thought of with that was I tend to label myself as the one that's thinking of what could go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to see you as the person of thinking ahead so I can make it go well.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that you were thinking of what could go wrong. So what do you do to get from, if it is in your head, what could go wrong? And then when I see you show up with all the snacks for the Disney trip and the hand wipes and the crackers and the juice boxes.
I'm trying to avoid like waiting in line meltdowns.
Yeah. That I see that as, oh, look at how mindful you are and how thoughtful you are, right? Just like when you have the cheese tray and the veggie tray that we talk about, right? Like overdoing it, right?
Sure.
But it's also like you're simply prepared.
Right.
And trying to make it go well. So do you know how you pivot from, oh, this could end really badly and the worry and the bad side of anxiety, and then all of a sudden you turn it into like, oh, Laura's so thoughtful. Look at how well prepared she is.
It's interesting. I don't think about that. Laura's so thoughtful and well prepared. Well, maybe I am prepared.
You hear everybody say that though.
I do.
Yeah.
No, I think that I turn it because I can't spend thinking about the worst case scenario too long because then I just get sad and I just get into kind of a feeling of like sadness,
Yeah. No, I know 100%. That's why I'm asking because I don't do that thing that you're talking about, but how do you do it?
Well,
I just don't stay there. I'm like, that's an option?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's an option.
So tell us, give us the answer.
Well, gosh. Well, what happens for me, I can speak from my lens.
Yeah.
But when I get to that point where I start thinking, gosh, he could go in the ditch. He could be in an accident. Like all these things could happen.
Ruminating.
I go, okay, you can't control that. What you can control, though, is making sure that if that was to happen, that he has what he needs to be able to take care of it, right? So he knows he can call you or dad
Or text. Yeah.
Or text. And let us know something's going on. Right? I know I can say, okay, make sure you have your coat and stuff like that, just in case you have to pull over and you don't have heat on, flat tire, anything. Yeah. Also, there's a part where I need to trust him, that I know he surrounds himself with good people, and that for what we know and have experienced, he's just going to hang out with a bunch of folks that love tennis and want to hit the ball around, and so does he.
Yeah.
And, so there's a part where I have to have some faith in that, in his decision making, and then also believe that I've done enough to make sure that he's as prepared in a reasonable way, right? Because I don't think it's reasonable necessarily to say, okay, well, you can control yourself more than anybody, so don't ride with someone, drive alone, and just follow everyone and be by yourself and control the outcome.
Yeah.
Because I trust you more than any driver, right? I think that there's a lot of other people that are good drivers too, and this is just a tricky time of year for roads.
A gust of wind could have come. Like, we don't know what happened.
No.
Like, anything could have happened to make that happen. And it can happen to anybody.
I could have been in the ditch on Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, me too.
Right? You could have as well. Yeah. And so it just happens up here.
Yeah.
But I think part of it is I have to have that faith. But then part of it too, I have to have trust in him that he can make good decisions, and that I've at least prompted enough where he'll have the resources he needs to take care of something if it were to happen.
Yeah.
So I try and shift to action and trust.
Yeah.
To try and calm myself down, because he's a level-headed kid. He just is. Yeah. I think we're really fortunate with both of our kiddos. They're both pretty level-headed for the most part. Kind, thoughtful, responsible. And so I think I'm saying that just to remind us that, you can be all those things, and you'll still need to work through things and grow from them. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's part of growing into adulthood, and it's part of building your life and your network. And so I'm just hoping he's home in a little bit here. So we can just take a good deep breath and then
take the keys away and never let him leave the house again.
No, overreaction. Overreaction. No, but I'm interested to hear more from his perspective too. Because honestly, it's good no one was hurt. And to have him be able to see and work through that with a larger group of people and not be alone working through that probably is also super helpful.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, I have, I don't know how many people from my tennis team here that are problem solving and making sure that everybody on the team is okay, right? And that that we're doing the things we're supposed to be doing. And so that also makes me feel better. It's easier to work through stuff when you're with other people.
Yeah.
Too. So
absolutely. You mentioned the growth. I mean, and we talk about that quite a bit, but sometimes I have to remind myself that the growth comes out of the tension or doing the uncomfortable thing, or there's always a little bit of struggle, and then growth comes from that, right?
Right.
And so that's good for him. And it's good for us because, like, as you said,
it is.
He's growing into adulthood, and we're transitioning into midlife and beyond, and what it's going to be like when our kids make that next transition. That's a transition for us as well. It's like, and I've been dealing with that for a while since they've become very independent dudes over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so that leaves me kind of twiddling my thumbs, thinking of like, who am I? What do I do?
Yeah.
I was about to come up and ask them what they want for dinner. And after like the 15th time of me doing that, and they're already started their own dinner, I'm like, okay, what do I do with myself? And then actually they're like, oh, I'm making this. Do you want some? I'm like, yes. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's a good thing, right? Like, that's so kind and thoughtful.
Yeah.
You know, or like coming and checking like, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want some? I'm like, oh, yeah, I do this time. Or sometimes I don't, and
Yeah.
Like that all comes like they're growing, and it's not like it's a perfect like straight line of like they are going from A to B to C. It's like there's growing pains that happen with it. And it's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So finding that, like you said, what can I do? What actions can I take to be resilient as they're happening, and to get out of the worry.
Right.
So that's, all right, that's good. Good to process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. But like, you said like we should go and like check
and see where he's at. Let me see.
So
no message, but I did get a notification from the Calm app. Maybe it's listening to me.
Oh, geez.
Wants me to do some deep breathing.
I don't have any of my
gear.
My gear on, but by my guess is if I had my watch or my ring on, it would have been like heart rate elevated, like when I got that text.
Yes, heart rate elevated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think it was just helpful to process with you in real time.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a few good nuggets in there that we got to work through together.
Yeah. It's good to process out loud.
Agreed.
All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah, thank you too.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
I love you too. I'm fun. I got Disney points I'm racking up, guy.